Hello and welcome to our channel Unconditional. My name is Kaylee and this is my husband Patrick, and we are going to tell you a little bit about our experience of leaving the Jehovah's Witnesses. And I think we'll get stuck straight in. Patrick's going to tell us a little bit about his background with the Witnesses first, and then I'll tell you a little bit about mine.
So we're going to maybe create a series of videos about why we left and how we did that, etc. Like Kaylee said, this one's just going to be a little bit of an introduction and a bit about our background. Just so you guys can maybe get to know a bit about us if you're interested in that kind of thing. So I wasn't strictly raised a Jehovah's Witness. I think my parents started studying to become Jehovah's Witnesses when I was about 10 years old. We came from a very traditional Catholic background before that. So we had like a really big extended family, lots of cousins and aunts and uncles. And my grandmother on my dad's side, she was very religious. And there was a period of about 5 years where I had to stay with her every weekend. We'll get into why maybe some other time. And she would bring me to church every Sunday. So I would have gone to church a lot as a kid, much to my disgust. It was so boring. It's a wonder I remained religious later in life. But so they started studying when I was about 10. And then when I hit 16, they got baptized. And then I got baptized at the following assembly. And around about the same time, we'd moved to the West Coast in Donegal. I'm originally from the East Coast of Northern Ireland, in a town called Belfast. So we moved away. And it was very difficult because, I was a teenager. I was already a bit of an outcast at school because I was that weird religious kid who didn't celebrate birthdays or Christmas or all those things. Who went preaching door to door and all the weird things associated with being a Jehovah's Witness. So I already had that in the big city, but then I was moving from the big city out into the middle of nowhere, into the countryside, and so I was like a double outcast. And the congregation or the Kingdom Hall there, I think there were like 9 people at one point, and at no point did it go above 19 or 20 members. So I mean that was very challenging for a kid at the time. And I had a younger sister and 2 younger brothers. It was also very difficult for them. So we spent a number of years out there, and then I eventually met Kaylee, and one thing led to another. I moved to Letterkenny. We got married, but I guess that's probably jumping the gun a bit. So I'll hand the mic over to her.
Pardon me, I have been sick, so before I lose my voice. Okay, so I was born in Cape Town, South Africa. I was born into the religion, fourth generation, and not a particularly strong family within the organization, but regular enough. It was 2001. I was 11 when we moved to Donegal, Ireland. And about 18 months later, my mother and father split. And so my mom continued to raise us in the organization. It was a fairly big congregation in Letterkenny. There were a lot of youngsters, a lot of people around the same age as me, which was really appealing. It meant I got stuck in with the congregation, and there was always plenty of JW fun. Lots to do for the teenagers, lots of Bible parties and Bible charades, lots and lots of it. But we had good times. And that's where I met Patrick, because he was in a neighbouring congregation about an hour away in the middle of nowhere, as he previously mentioned. And that's how we ended up together because, you know, the dating pool is very small in JW land. So yeah, that's how we met. I don't know if you want to speak a little bit about after we got married. We didn't stay in Donegal after we got married.
Yeah, I think Kaylee puts it that we ran away from Letterkenny.
Yes, we did.
Maybe another story for another video once again. We might be saying that an awful lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess don't want to be getting into the reeds too much, or into the weeds too much. Is it into the reeds or into the weeds?
I have no idea, but just carry on.
Okay, whatever one it is. But yeah, we got married. We moved back to Northern Ireland. I got a job here, just north of Belfast. And like Hale was saying, you know, her family wasn't a great example of what a Jehovah's Witness was supposed to be. They were fairly regular at the meetings and on the ministry, going door to door, etc. And my family was very similar in that regard. You know, there were 6 of us, in keeping with the Irish Catholic tradition. And, you know, my parents sometimes struggled to get us all to the meetings all the time and all the other bits and pieces. But, you know, we did fairly well. But Kaylee and I are very conscientious people. And we always, you know, we try to work really hard at things. And that came across in, I guess, I pioneered for a couple of years in my late teens. And after we got married, you know, we were very good about getting to all the meetings and going out in the ministry, even during the week.
And I battled to find work here in Northern Ireland, and so pressure was put on me to pioneer. The form was handed to me and said, well, you've been out of work now for 6 months or so. There's your regular auxiliary form, sign it. You've got no excuse. And that's exactly what I did, being the people pleaser that I was. Sorry, I interrupted you there. But
then you became a regular pioneer.
And then I did. I went on to regular pioneer for a couple of years before our first daughter was born. I had intended to continue after she was born, but it was too much pressure for me, and I was going to crack under it, so I gave it up. Thank goodness.
Bit unrealistic, really. You kind of people still have that expectation of you, don't they? But you know, you get this thing where you feel like they're always judging you.
Yeah.
And that's because they are.
Yeah. That's it. You grow up knowing you're being judged, and I have a fear of being judged. And I'm a people pleaser, like I said before. Yeah. And I did everything I could to people please.
Yeah, and some of that's part of the indoctrination as well, isn't it? Because you're conditioned to feel like you have to please people all the time. You have, you know, no confrontation. You're not allowed to think outside the box or be independent. You have to fall in line with everyone else, and you know, you have to be a herd of sheep.
But all that pioneering and people pleasing paid off. He was made a ministerial servant.
Yeah. We became a bit of a poster family as Jehovah's Witnesses. You know,
sounds really cringy.
It does. Can't believe I'm saying that, but it's true. we were looked up to, I guess, as a family because, you know, we had pioneered. Despite having 2 young kids, we got to all the meetings. We were out in the ministry regularly. We were involved with a language group. Like Katie said, I became a ministerial servant, and then fairly quickly after that was made an elder in my late 20s, which I think is quite young for this part of the world. So yeah, we were exemplary in a way.
I was a good JW girl. Never stepped wrong.
Yeah. I was just better at hiding it.
Yeah, he was. He really was. But yeah, I think that's a good place to start with a little bit about our backgrounds.
Yeah.
And I guess being made an elder is when I could see something had changed in Patrick. But we'll get into that in the next video.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah, that's sort of...
That was the first visible change.
Yeah. Things that happened
Yeah.
before that.
Yeah.
I think when our first daughter was born,
Absolutely.
I think that was the initial trigger for
Yeah.
both. I mean, I had doubts way before that, and you did
Yeah.
too, but I think that was the main sort of, the first chink in our armor.
Yeah, we had an unspoken understanding that if that baby ever needed any medical treatment
Yeah.
or anything, that neither of us was going to let any JW policies get in the way of it.
Yeah.
It's something we never verbalized because, well, we were never really allowed to.
Yeah.
But we both knew that if something happened, nothing was going to stand between her getting the medical treatment she needed.
Yeah, as soon as she was born, I just knew that if anything ever happened to her and she needed blood, I would fight tooth and nail to make sure she got that blood, if that's what it came to.
Although we never spoke about it.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? We
all
were
that good communication.
Yeah, we were on the same wavelength and we didn't know it. So that was the first thing. And then there was obviously over the years
there are a number of things.
A lot of major things came about. But like Katie said, we'll leave that for another video.
Yeah, I think that's probably enough for part 1. And we'll get into more detail in part 2 about how he in particular woke up and how it affected our relationship as a couple. What strains it put on the relationship.
Strains? What strains?
Get a divorce. Anyway, that's for the next video. Thank you for watching part 1. Please hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up if you like the video.
And the little bell.
Yes, ding ding.
Ding, ding.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
No, I had a sip of alcohol. And after the day I've had, 1 sip of alcohol, it's like a glass of wine.
Yeah.